Good afternoon, Winnicott. It's been a while.
For sure, Matt, it has been. That long weekend really threw a wrench in things for me.
God bless my man MLK Jr.
God bless indeed. What did you do with your extra time off?
Nothing much, actually. Well, I did shred a little, showed off the skating skills.
Wow, Matt, very impressive. But you know who can actually skate, like for realsies?
Who's that?
Josh Dirksen. WHTV associate Katie Schuster has a story on him.
Sounds radical.
I'm Josh Dirksen and I skateboard.
Josh got his first skateboard when he was 4 years old as a Christmas gift from his grandma. Then, at 8 years old, his mom got him another one at Walmart because it looked like something fun. As Josh got more intrigued by the skateboard and riding it for a while, he looked up many videos on YouTube to get better. As I got more interested about Dirksen's story, I sat down with his mom, Delilah Dirksen, about what she noticed about his passion of skateboarding.
As far as seeing any imminent urge of him getting on it, not immediately. He was busy with karate and baseball and soccer at the time and school and playing with his friends. So we would walk by it in the garage, when we go in, when we come out, and I would just look at it and think, well, he should either use that or we should give it away to somebody who would use it.
But rather than give it away, Josh's mother put him into a lesson at Rye Airfield, and Josh fell in love with skateboarding. Josh has been competing for 5 years now. He has been competing the bigger ones for the past 2 years. In the past year, he has been to California about 3 times. In September, he went to the Tim Bronze contest in San Jose, California, and recently, he went to Vans Amateur Commonwealth Classic in Orange, California. After talking with Delilah Dirksen, I sat down with Josh Dirksen to talk about his point of view of his passion of skateboarding.
I started to know that I loved skateboarding when I wanted to do it all the time and stopped doing some of the other things I was interested in to really focus on skateboarding. When I got into it, I practiced about 2 or 3 days a week at first. Now I practice between 4 and 6 days a week, sometimes 7, but not always.
How long did it take him to get good at it? You know, it seemed like it happened very fast. He just took to it immediately. He was about 8. I'd say at about 9 years old, he started competing at ramp camp at Rye Airfield, and he came home with a Ramp Champ t-shirt, and it just went on from there. Do I go to all the competitions? Absolutely. I wouldn't want to miss it. I just want to support him. Yeah. And I love watching it. It's actually very exciting to watch. It's kind of mesmerizing.
He's really young to be doing those tricks. Like, he's really good. You know, he's getting up there. He's gonna blow up soon, I hope, and get pro, you know? He's got it.
So just skateboarding itself inspires me because everyone's always getting better and like the level of skateboarding is always going up and there's new terrain to skate and everything, so just trying to keep up with that. When I did my first contest, I really liked the feeling of having to push yourself. I always skate my best in contests, so it's fun to be able to like see how well you can really do. So the last contest I went to was the Vans Am Combi contest, and that was super fun because I got to skate with a bunch of kids and younger kids, older kids, and just everyone was skating and having a good time. And I skated really good for myself, but there was some really tough competition there, so I ended up 15th out of like 28. Skateboarding itself keeps me motivated to keep skating and keep getting better because the level of skating is always going up. So I have to keep up with that and try to surpass other people in order to like keep doing well. Thanks to my family, friends, and sponsors for supporting me.
From WHTV, this is Katie Schuster.
Wow, Matt, that was super cool.
What in tarnation is going on with you, Adel?
I don't know, I'm just getting feedback from this gosh darn audio system again.
You know, that reminds me of this app I just got, the Speech Jammer. Actually, you recommended it to me, didn't you?
I did, in fact. I also threw together a whole story on it. Let's take a peek.
Hey Otto, what's up?
Oh, hey, what's up with you?
D-Rob, I think something's wrong with Adel.
Nah, dude, it's just the speech jammer app.
What is that?
I don't know, but let's take a look.
According to PhysicsCentral.com, the speech jammer is composed of a directional microphone, a time delay integrated circuit, and a directional speaker to play the sound back. This means that as a person is talking, the microphone picks up the sound and plays it back into your ear at a slight delay, and essentially makes it sound like you can't speak English.
All right, so I've been playing hockey since for my like entire life, and so this year I've been playing for the Islanders out of Andover, Matt. Okay, this is so stupid. Oh my, I can't.
And a fish. Joey fish with a grin, pull the fisherman in, and now they're fishing for the fisher. For the fisher, a fish for fisher.
So clearly, Freddie was affected by the speech jammer, but not everyone was. I wanted to know why, so I decided to hit the science department.
So the speech jammer plays sounds back about 0.2 of a second delayed. Normally, we have the speech that comes out of our mouth, but we also have speech that resonates through the skeletal bones. And so those two things reach our brain at very slightly different times, and we have accommodated for that, of course, for our entire lives. When a machine records your voice and plays it back about 0.2 of a second later, and it enters the ear canal, it stimulates the brain just later than your brain expects to hear those sounds. And that really wreaks havoc with the systems in the brain.
We play Keen tomorrow and Memorial on Thursday. I can't even talk.
When those sounds eventually reach the brain 0.2 of a second later, you have already expected to hear the correct sounds made from your mouth. And you instantaneously go into a correction mode. Right? All right, I said something, that didn't come out right, so now your brain tries to correct it, and in correcting it, it's 0.2 of a second delayed.
If you notice this notice, you will notice that this note is not worth the noticers.
And this compounds itself and gets more and more frustrating for the person and makes it difficult, so they end up stuttering and slurring their speech.
I played early action to UNH, University of North Carolina.
When you're reading from a book, the first thing that has to happen is you have visual processing. So the eyeballs receive the information, the light, you interpret that information as written word in the back of your skull, in the visual centers. So now you've gone from simply cognitively speaking words to adding an entire other system, the visual system that I think slows it down even more.
Read that as many times as possible.
A big black bear sat on a big black rug. A big black bear sat on a big black rug. A big black bear sat on a big black rug.
So it seems that because students were using long, drawn-out sentences or reading from a prompt, it really seemed to mess with their brains. On the contrary, however, people who stutter or have similar speech impediments can actually be helped by a delayed playback. For WHTV, this is Adel Haramdi.
Gosh, science sure is interesting.
Technology as well, my friend. A new way for us Winnicott reading enthusiasts to gain access to even more books has been opened in the form of Overdrive Virtual Library. Overdrive allows us to download ebooks onto our phones and tablets and is available through our Holly Library. Finally, here's an excuse for us to actually read on our phones instead of just pretending to. Head over to our school's library website to check out all the titles available for download. If you find a title you're interested in, you can download it by going down to the library and getting assistance from one of our librarians.
Now, Adel, I've heard that being able to read helps you get into college.
Well, yes, Matt, it helps with a lot of things.
Really?
Of course it does, but college readiness is something we really need to think about as we advance in our high school careers.
My boy Dern is taking the liberty to give us a story on a revolutionary new hockey team that not only focuses on the sport, but also on the players' academics.
The East Coast hockey legend Mike Odessa wanted to put together a team that will not only prepare kids for the next level of hockey, but also college. The team's goals are to focus on academics, communication, leadership, character, nutrition, fitness, and most importantly, hockey. The team is composed of kids from all over the country and even overseas. The coach recruited ambitious kids with a desire to progress in the game.
Our team basically comes from all over the country too. We have kids from California, we have kids from Ohio, Buffalo, New York, we have a kid from France, and we basically just billet them with another player.
The team is based out of the rinks at Exeter in Exeter, New Hampshire.
I felt like it was a very good program to get off on the right start and try to get to the next level, like collegiate level.
I chose to play with Seacoast College Prep because it's pretty convenient with the distance and the traveling, and most of my expenses were paid for already. Wasn't too bad for a tuition cost.
I actually liked the coaches. Our coach he played professional hockey last year and then transferred over to being a coach.
The players were all recruited for different strengths of the game and are trying to improve those skills to make it to the next level.
I'm a right wing and I play on the first line with James Nash and Noah Kane.
My role is more of a goal scorer, playmaker mentality out there. Everyone else has their different roles out there, and that's mine.
The Seacoast College Prep Spartans are not a part of a specific league, so the coach can enter the team into as many tournaments and games as it takes to help the boys get to the next level.
I'm looking either for a PG year or just to play juniors, a couple years out of high school, and then probably try to play D1, D3.
I'll probably take a gap year and then go play junior somewhere and hopefully get scouted to play either D1 or D3.
Those are some super talented kids.
We have some pretty talented teachers too. Way back in 2016, teachers put on their annual faculty show. Acts include a rap from Spanish teacher Senor Cross.
Santa's putting gifts on the Christmas trees. Decorate the house with lights so bright. Snow's on the ground, snow white so bright.
A bottle flipping competition. And the ever-popular staff band. This year's show raised $800 thanks to the staff who performed and the students who bought tickets. All of the money goes to the Nurses Fund and is used to directly help out Winnicott students and families in need.
Dang, cuz, that was for real.
Hey dog, you know it.
On the real though, we do use a lot of slang in our day-to-day language.
Most definitely, cuz.
Thankfully, Abby can fill us in on some slang for those of us who are out of the loop.
Standard English is a form of English language that is widely accepted, proper, and was taught to us in grade school. Our language was influenced by a West Germanic language that originated from Great Britain in the 5th century, but it didn't always sound like it does today.
Faschaft funden. Hedas frovra jebad. Weox under hognum, weorth mundum tha, or that him aig wilch thara umbsitindra.
Language does not sit still. It changes and evolves, and part of that has to do with slang. In the 1870s, the first form of slang appeared sparingly in small talk. Since then, it has evolved and has found its way into modern day vocabulary of many people, including some here at Winnicott. Slang has become popular because it is an easier and more direct way to communicate by getting the same message across with shorter conversations. I wanted to find out more, so I got a chance to speak with a couple senior boys that take slang to the next level, often starting their own terms that spread from their friend group to other students in different grades to sometimes staff.
We got a few nicknames too. I'm Long Arms. You can just call me Caddy Long Arms.
Viv and Light Sosa.
I guess FJS, yeah.
Shake and Bake as well.
Shake and Bake 35.
Do you think that the way you guys talk affects the rest of the school?
Oh yeah, I got kids talking about hair pieces. I mean, I saw that on Wolf of Wall Street. It was Nikki Kosgoff and his hairpiece, they said, and then I started saying it.
Whether it's professional athletes or major rappers, their livelihood, including their actions and the way they talk, influences the socialization of adolescents. We are often a reflection of those around us and how our peers represent themselves.
Yeah.
You are mentors to the younger?
I don't want to think that.
Mentors are corrupting them, I don't know.
For the most part, yeah, we are. I'm not going to lie to you. Emily Britton's brother was saying wouldn't mind the other day at the basketball game, and then I had to explain to him that Even we sound stupid saying it, so I don't want you to say it.
I'd say I made up quite a few of them. So there's roll me later.
Meet me in Durham.
Hair pieces. I mean, if you got a nice piece like myself here, but Z doesn't think so, but I mean, if you have a nice piece.
Brian Reasons.
Yeah, Brian Reasons.
Brian Reasons.
Out of kid.
Dap me later.
Class act.
Classone. Classic.
Respectones, diversones, and that's like a whole different, like, that's like an adjective type in our dictionary.
Jelly and Jelly Fam. Shout out to Fiac. A real bad situation going on, bad news, which is usually friends.
There's also I'd be out.
Wouldn't mind. Lo siento. You. Yeah. Ouch. That's a
John Jack.
Yeah, that's no one else uses that but John.
That is a 1.
Yeah, 1 out of 10.
Slang is so common that at times people often forget that they are using slang. Always remember to be true to who you are and to choose when to keep the language formal or when to use the slang version. Next time you're in a conversation, pay attention to see if you and your peers have your own language. This is Abby Merrill for WHTV.
Well, my fellow warriors, so was another episode of the hallowed broadcast, WHTV.
Yupsie daisies. Bye!